Today we're talking about evidence needed to successfully advance a personal injury case. I'm Andrew Iacobelli. I'm a personal injury lawyer, and I practice in Ontario, Canada, and in Florida in the United States. And today I'm going to talk to you about a topic that is really the same both in Ontario and in the United States, and that's the role that evidence plays and what evidence is in a personal injury case. So if you've been injured as a result of a car accident, we'll use that as an example, in order to succeed and prove your case for your losses, so to recover money for your pain and suffering, financial losses, and any other losses you may have sustained, you need to ultimately prove that case to be successful. And whether that means proving the case through a trial or even settling the case with an insurance representative or an insurance defense lawyer, ultimately what everyone's going to be looking at and concerned with is what evidence do you have that you can present in order to best prove your points or your position on the case. And so there are two types of evidence broadly, and those are physical evidence, which I'll talk about in a minute, and also witness evidence, so testimony. So obviously your ability to describe the events of the accident, your injuries, your losses, that's all evidence. And while that evidence is important, certainly, it's always going to be suspect in the sense that the insurance company is going to consider, well, you have a financial interest in the outcome, and so you're saying things in order to advance that interest. So the best way to really reinforce what you say is with physical evidence, with documents, with records, with all kinds of tangible evidence that corroborates and supports the position you're taking on the case. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about the types of things we look for as supportive evidence in your case. So, number one, medical. The medical records are going to be proof of the injuries that you sustained in the accident. So following an accident or injury, the most important thing, or one of the most important things certainly, that you can do for yourself and for your case is to seek medical attention. And as long as you're having symptoms as a result of your injuries, you want to continue to report those symptoms and try to get help to manage those symptoms from healthcare providers. That can include family doctors, specialists, other healthcare providers like physiotherapists, occupational therapists, chiropractors, etc. So that's one thing. The other part that goes hand in hand with the medical evidence is imaging studies or diagnostic aids. That would include such things as CT scans, X-rays, MRIs. So the medical evidence is going to be one of the most important pieces of evidence in any personal injury case. With respect to income losses or other financial losses, then certainly we would look at business records, tax returns, employment records, employment performance reviews both before and after the accident. If it's a student in school that's had the injury negatively impact their ability to perform at school, then we would look at school records, including transcripts. The other evidence would come from people that know you. So that could be co-workers, friends, colleagues, classmates. And so your lawyer might want to interview those people and obtain statements that they could share with the insurance company to corroborate some of the things that you're saying. So those are some of the more important aspects of the evidence in a personal injury case. If it's a car accident and the evidence that will also be necessary would be evidence to prove the fault or the severity of the impact. So we would look to the police report, property damage files, photographs, anything relating to the accident itself and how it occurred, witness statements. Sometimes in more complex cases we would involve engineers. So we would get accident reconstruction done. We would do site visits, measuring skid marks, measuring the size of the intersection, the timing of the traffic lights, obtaining records with respect to the traffic signals at that particular intersection. So there's a whole host of things that form part of the evidence for proving how the accident occurred. And then, of course, evidence relating to the injuries and the losses you have sustained. So that's a bit of an overview on evidence. The takeaway from this is that while your own description of the accident details and your own description of your injuries and losses is helpful and certainly necessary, you really want to focus in on developing corroborating evidence. And with respect to the injuries, that is most largely going to come from treating physicians. So you probably have a lot of questions. Feel free to give us a call. This is all we do, and so we're happy to talk to you. We offer prospective clients free consultations. So if you have any questions, you can speak to a lawyer about those questions. There's no obligation, and the consultation is absolutely free. Feel free to call us 24/7, toll free at 1-866-234-6093, or visit our website, yakabellilaw.com. We've got some other videos and frequently asked questions on there as well. And you can go on the website and also request a free consultation. Thanks for listening.